Well, I want to welcome you to Atlas Bearing the Heavens for Mothership. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to take us to a new scene. This will drag everyone there. It should be kind of dark and dim. The first sounds you hear are the steady, high-pitched whine as your auditory nerve begins to fire. It will take a few moments for that to correct itself. Your vision will take a few moments longer. And as your vision begins to adjust, you become acutely aware that something has gone wrong with the mission. Dreams induced during cryosleep are repetitive and dull, curated by the company to promote a low-stress experience. The ringing in your ears quickly bleeds into the blaring alarm klaxon that invades your thoughts as a sense of awareness and alertness begins to take over. Your limbs begin to twitch and tingle, a telltale sign you have been in cryosleep longer than anticipated. Just how long, you don't know. But considering your mission, you would still be sleeping if everything on board the USCC Atlas were going according to plan. You are a member of the DRU, the Disaster Recovery Unit for Tokugawa Enterprises' colonization efforts. The memories of the exact mission directive will take some time to recall. The best bet is to access the computer panel in the DRU cryo chamber and reacquaint yourself with your mission. Let me pull us there. Here is the DRU chamber. On the computer panel, you see a mission briefing appear. You can double right click on the words mission briefing, and it will ask if you want to open an external link. Go ahead and click yes, and it will pull up an old CRT emulator of your mission, just like we're on the movie Alien on their old 70s tech. Tokugawa Enterprises. Isn't this awesome?
This is great.
The Tokugawa Enterprises Colonization Initiative. Mission: colonization of exoplanet NC-2806. Vessel: United Space Colonial Carrier Atlas. Departure date: January 15, 2109. Estimated arrival: March 26, 2123. Roughly 14 years. Crew complement: 1,200 colonists. Overview: you have been selected as part of the Disaster Recovery Unit for the USCC Atlas mission to NC-2806. Your specialized training and skills make you critical to the success and safety of this groundbreaking colonization effort. Key objectives: maintain readiness for potential crisis scenarios. Ensure the survival and safety of colonists in emergency situations. Preserve the integrity of the USCC Atlas and its systems. Safeguard the mission's scientific and colonization objectives. Your role: as members of the Disaster Recovery Unit, you will remain in cryosleep for the duration of the journey, to be awakened only in the event of a catastrophic failure or upon arrival at NC-2806. Your team represents the last line of defense against unforeseen challenges that may arise during our mission. Mission parameters: journey duration, 14 years. Distance to NC-2806, 39 light years. Planet characteristics: Earth-like, potentially habitable. Primary challenges: unknown alien environment, potential resource scarcity, psychological effects of long-term space travel. Final notes: remember, the eyes of humanity are upon us. The success of this mission will open a new chapter in human history. Your dedication, bravery, and skills are crucial to establishing our first interstellar colony. Tokugawa Enterprises thanks you for your service and sacrifice. Ad aspera per aspera. Confidential addendum. For Disaster Recovery Unit eyes only, be advised. In the event of catastrophic failure, your primary directive is to ensure the survival of the mission, even at the cost of individual lives. The establishment of a foothold on NC-2806 is paramount. Make decisions accordingly. Now I'm going to make that document visible for you in the Journal tab. So if you need to reference it again, you can pull up the mission briefing. The first thing that you notice, the mission duration was 14 days. However, as you came out of cryosleep, let me pull us back to this screen. And Adam, give me an intellect roll. You can add computers if you have it.
Alrighty. Adam is definitely a computing android.
You notice that the mission elapsed time is 37,923 days. This is 32,740 days beyond schedule. You've been in deep space for 98 years. Something has happened. The current ship power is at 0.005%. As you run a scan on the computer, the first thing that you notice is you go to the debug log. Let me show this document. I'll send this to the chat as well. You see there was an EMP detected. The navigation module was damaged. There was an unknown planet in trajectory. Autopilot failed. The main crew was woken. There was a collision. Hull integrity lost. 2 months later, power levels became critical, and then you were awakened. Power supply is low.
Ooh, we are the last resort.
You are the last resort. And as you begin to realize what's going on, the computer barks out a command.
DRU power redirected. Activate power in. Cryopods. Cargo bay. Computer. Life support. Power level critical. Ends in T minus 120 minutes.
I just started a 120-minute timer. If the mission is not completed then, the reactor will hit 0 power and it will melt down. You've got 2 hours to complete this adventure. Let's go back to the DRU. Taco, you are dismayed to hear what's going on. As the ship scientist, you know that this colonization effort was vital to Tokugawa Enterprises. As you gather up your gear, assessing what's going on, what are some of the first thoughts that pass through your mind?
So if I understand this correctly, the reactor is going to melt down in 2 hours.
Correct.
Unless we do, is there anything we can do to deal with the reactor or get off this ship, or are we just waiting 2 hours to die?
What would Rabbit, what would his response be to that?
So just to confirm, so we just woke up from cryosleep?
Yes, you are the disaster recovery unit. You were awakened because of some catastrophic failure. You realize
So Rabbit.
The ship is nearly out of power. You got about 2 hours before it self-destructs. It sounds like you have crashed onto some planet, and your primary objective, as always, is to ensure that the colonization efforts can go forward. Whether that's viable or not, you need to find out.
Rabbit kind of leans up in his pod. He scratches at some extra stubble that shouldn't be there. Kind of cracks his neck a bit, and he's like, first thing we need to do is get that damn alarm off.
If you want to give me a roll, you can get that alarm shut off. That'll be an intellect roll. If you've got mechanical repair or jury rigging, I'll let you add that on there.
Okay. Let's see here. So I've got jury rigging. So can I just click jury rigging to roll the skill, or do I need to roll intellect and add it that way?
I think you can do either way. If you do jury rigging, I think it'll ask you which skill you want to use.
Cool. Yeah, that's a pass.
There we go.
I'm going over to like the main computer terminal here in the DRU.
You just pull the fuse
and just like looking for. Yeah, just pull a fuse. Yeah, perfect.
Boom. Pull the fuse. The klaxon goes off. The countdown is still going, but the alarm is off.
I look over to Adam. Say, do you have any idea where we are? Obviously, something's gone wrong. Do we have any situational awareness of where we are?
Are you speaking of our current location or the mission at all?
Current location. I don't recognize the coordinates on the computer. It seems we're far off course. We need to get the others awoken.
Yes, that would be the first step.
I'm gonna go over.
You go to the
Snowball's
marine.
pod.
Yeah, go to Snowball's pod.
Yeah.
Snowballs, you begin to wake up, become aware that you have been recalled into service. What's your initial reaction and response?
I think Snowball is going to hop up. He's going to stretch out his muscles, head over to his storage locker and pull out his combat shotgun and chamber a few rounds and say, well, let's roll out. He's ready to go.
Is there any kind of like could I crawl into the guts of the ship and somehow delay the reactor, or maybe like reroute extra power to like our cooling systems or something to slow down this timer?
Yeah, you can definitely do that. The hull has been breached. You're not sure what the extent of the damage is. Mm-hmm. You can pull up a ship's map on the computer, and when you do, you find that you are here in the DRU. You've got cryopods that hold all of the colonists. You've got the computer section, the cargo bay, and then it looks as though the ship has been rent in half, and you may not be able to save the ship.
What's the status of the cryopods? Are all the colonists' life signs still stable?
I believe the computer said that cryopods, the computer and the cargo bay are all out of power.
Yep.
Oh, we're in quite the pickle.
Hey, Rabbit, do you think you could get power back on those cryopods if we can get to the reactor?
Well, if I can't, then this whole mission's a bust, regardless of if this ship blows. So it's a fine plan.
Let me pull some tokens for this scene out here. We'll put you in the DRU. And if anyone wants to head forward, these solid lines that you see here, this is a corridor. The dashed lines are air vents. There's not an air vent connected to the DRU. Looks like wherever this vent went has been ruptured, but you can head over to the cryopod section.
Well, I'll take point and scout ahead, and if everything's clear, I'll motion everyone forward.
Let's go to the cryopods. This is a massive room. There are endless rows of open cryopods. There are bullet holes in the ceiling, rainwater puddles, a great deal of bodies and blood. There's black flesh scattered about. You see a broken air vent boarded up with various bits of debris after it was breached by something. Clear signs of struggle. This room smells like an unwashed sauna. Let me make a roll here. Let me pull some tokens out first, just so we have tokens here on the board. And I'm going to roll a 1d4. We're going to go in order left to right.
Oh boy.
Rabbit, you hear something. Something coming from the vent.
Snowball, good eyes on that vent. There's something up there. And I click on my headlamp and shine my light up there.
Right away, I'm going to flip down my thermal goggles and, or I guess infrared goggles, and do I see anything up in that vent?
As you approach that vent and peer in, give me a fear save. You've just woken up. You're a little bit groggy. You don't know what may have happened in here.
Could I add
Adam?
military training to that?
Yes, please.
Adam is standing nearby us right now, so it's at disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm probably just like unperturbed, and that is in itself perturbing. Oh, that is a good roll.
So that is a critical success. Was that with disadvantage?
No, I can re-roll it though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh. Okay. That's okay. You just, your heart rate starts to spike a little as you get a little bit closer. There is definitely something in that vent. As you peer in, you've got your infrared goggles.
Yes.
You detect a signature, but it's small circles on the surface of the interior of the vent, like something was resting there and has moved on, but that residual body heat has remained on that metal surface. And you know that you are definitely not alone in here. You hear a sound.
Oh, we're definitely not alone in here. There's something in here, and I don't expect it to be any of these colonists.
You hear a sound from the end of the bay of cryopods. And you see this black shape beginning to emerge from one of the pods. This thing, send a picture, looks to have no eyes, but plenty of teeth, long, slender arms that end in robust claws. Upon seeing this, I'll have everyone give me a fear save.
no.
And anyone next to Adam everyone will have disadvantage on that. Adam is A-OK. He's not phased at all. Some strange new life form.
Fascinating.
It hasn't seemed to take notice of you yet. It's coming out of the pod and raising its head around like it's sniffing at the air. Adam, what are you doing?
I mean, Adams can use context clues. This thing's not a friend, and there's a lot of dead people in the room. So, I guess Adams. I mean, there is a vent, but they're in the vents, so fleeing doesn't feel like the wisest of options. Everyone's already aware of the creature. I think you guys will forgive me if I don't rush at him and attack him with a baton.
Let's have everyone give me a speed roll. This is basically your initiative. If you have a success, you go ahead of this creature. If you fail, you will go after the creature. And you can add military training on this. So it looks like Rabbit succeeded and Taco succeeded. So I'm just going to move Rabbit and Taco up just so I know you guys go first. And Rabbit,
Nice.
we'll go to you first.
Okay, so Rabbit, his breathing is coming in a little shallow. You know, the hair on the back of his neck is sticking up. You mentioned there's like bullet holes in the ceiling
Yes.
where rain is dripping through.
Yep.
I think Rabbit is going to like scan around the room and see if he can find like a discarded weapon or like a rifle in one of these pods or something that he could grab.
Give me a speed roll as you're dashing around looking for something.
Okay. That's a critical
that is
failure.
A critical failure. So this will be a panic roll. I'm going to go ahead and make that roll for you. So in this game, if you roll doubles, that's a critical. If it's a success, that's a critical success. If it's doubles and it's a failure, that's a critical failure. Your panic check was a success. You rolled above your stress level of 4. So you just take a deep breath as you scan around. You come up with bits and pieces of bodies, an arm, a leg. These people were in cryosleep. There's no weapons here. You see down at the end of the hallway, there's a boarding axe on the wall, like a fire axe that you could potentially use, but it's pretty close to that creature.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Taco, you're
That's
up.
probably gonna take my whole turn.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, who was up?
Taco is up.
Taco's gonna back up all the way, put himself in the doorway to the room that they were just in.
To the DRU. Okay.
Yeah.
You definitely
He's
want to
not
be
gonna
behind the
do-
Marine, I think.
He's not a robot and he's not a Marine.
Yep.
But so he's going to bravely use his crewmates as human shields.
Nice.
But as he does this, he's fascinated by the creature. He's observing the creature, and he is looking for, in a kind of scientific way, what is the creature responding to? Does it respond to movement? Does it respond to noise? Anything he can discern from how the creature interacts with the environment or with any of the people still alive on the crew.
I love that. Give me an intellect roll, and you can add. Give yourself advantage, because this is a really good idea. Close. Your stress goes up, but you do notice. So in this game, there's a lot of failing forward. So you're trying to see, what is this thing attracted to? Definitely seems like scent. It doesn't seem to have great vision, but you notice that the lights here in the corridor seem to have its attention. It looks up at the lights. You suspect this thing might be attracted to light. That may be a signal, like a flashing light might lure it in, and it seems like light might be drawing that closer to you. The lights from the DRU are well lit up. There's more light and heat coming from that direction. That could possibly be what's attracting it. The creature begins to slowly move forward. It's crossed about half the distance. Adam, you're up.
Yeah, okay. I suppose, yeah, because that was so genius what you just tried to do, Taco. I was like, wow, I feel so useless, and then you just come in with this like brilliant idea.
We're used to you, Luke. We know how it is.
Yeah, that's crazy. Mind blowing. Okay, well, wow, yeah. I suppose I'll also just try to look around, see if I can find anything useful. Maybe more like area organized, any kind of control panels, like stuff to do with the room's environment.
Yeah, give me a speed roll for that as you're hustling around trying to find something, anything that you can do to change the battlefield.
Not a bad roll though. I
Not
can't
bad.
be said.
Yeah, not bad at all. You could turn the lights off in here, especially given Taco's finding that may be an option. There is a light switch that's not far from you. You just need to put in that override. With the failure, it's going to take you until the next round if you want to do that, but you do find you could dim the lights in here, and you think maybe that will help.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it reacts.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's go to the Marine, Snowball.
Well, Snowball's just gonna say, "No lights, no problem." He's gonna flip on his infrared goggles and start walking forward while unloading his combat shotgun.
Okay.
Nice.
Give me a combat roll. A huge flash of light as frangible buckshot sprays through the corridor. These are designed not to pierce the hull of the ship, but to pierce skin and flesh and other less hardy materials. The rounds spark off of the cryopods. The creature whirls in your direction at that bright flash of light and is going to begin loping directly at you. We go back to Rabbit. You are up.
Do I think that I could skirt past this thing? Like, is it locked onto Snowball right now? Just kind of making a beeline for him,
As
or
long as you don't have any lights on you, there's a good chance you can get by. You would need to make a speed roll to be stealthy and or agile enough to get past. But yeah, you think you could probably do it. It seems to be just, locked on to the end of Snowball shotgun.
all right? Rabbit's gonna like mutter under his breath. He's like, "Company doesn't pay me enough for this shit," and then he's gonna try to kind of sneak past towards that boarding axe.
Nice.
Speed check, you said.
Please.
Nope.
As you're heading down there, you get almost in line with the creature, and it begins to veer towards you as though it has picked up maybe your heat signature or your scent. You're not sure. But you are kind of just on level with this creature. Let's go to Taco.
And Rabbit's like, "Shoot it! Shoot it!"
Taco, if he's able to, I'll assume he's standing in the doorway of
Yes.
the DRU at this point. There's an easy way to basically to kill the lights in the DRU completely. I'd like to do two things, and if there's only time to do one thing, the two things he wants to do is, one, he wants to kill the lights in the DRU. Second thing, he's looking for a flashlight. Maybe there's one on him, just nothing like intense, just basic, like mini mag like survival. Just some sort of flashlight that would be on like a soldier's kit or something.
So you don't have a light on your vac suit. Snowball does. But the ship's locker is right there in the DRU. You could go in there and easily grab a flashlight and turn the lights off at the same time, and that would probably take your turn. And you would have the light in hand and the lights off in the DRU. Do you want to do that?
I'm going to do that. I'm not turning the flashlight on until he has time to. What he wants to do is turn it when he has an opportunity. Turn the flashlight on and fling it down the hallway away from them.
Like Jurassic Park.
Like a flare or something.
Nice.
But if there's not time to do that, he's going to kill the lights and grab the flashlight.
Tell you what, give me a speed roll. If you can nail this speed roll, I'll say you got time to do it. Because you know right where the ship's locker is, you would know right where the flashlights are. Oh, damn. It takes you a second to get the light out. You've got it in hand. You don't quite have enough time to throw this as the events happen simultaneously, as this creature makes up its mind who it wants to attack. One is going to be Rabbit, and two will be Snowball. Flip a coin here. Oh, it's going after Rabbit.
Makes sense.
It snaps its teeth towards you as you draw close to it.
What a roll.
Not bad. Not bad. You take 2 damage, so you do have some armor, so that's going to shred your armor. That will block 1 point of your damage, and you'll take 1 point of health. I'll go ahead and adjust that onto your sheet. That could have been way worse. Excellent. We go to Adam and then to Snowball.
Yeah, I believe I was preoccupied with getting the lights off.
Yeah, so you're able to shut. No, you want to shut the lights off here in the cryopod unit?
I think that was the plan. Yes.
Perfect. Done. The lights flicker for a moment and then go off. All that's left is just kind of that pale, reddish emergency lighting. Lets you retain night vision, but it doesn't. It's not so bright that it would probably interfere with this creature's whatever senses are. It gets dim, but for the Marine, this is no problem. He's got his thermal vision on. Snowball, you're up.
Well, seeing Rabbit in danger, Snowball is going to run up to this thing and point blank stick his shotgun into a soft part and just try and blast it.
Roll with
Do his best
advantage.
not to hit Rabbit there.
Yeah, give me a roll with advantage. The last time I did this, Taco shot somebody's fingers off, so hopefully that doesn't happen here. Okay, 25 points of damage. So this thing takes a wound. Let's roll and see what your gunshot wound is. Normally you only do this for characters, but I'm curious here. Okay, that was a headshot. Tell me how you take out this dog thing.
So I think I run up and maybe I get it in a headlock and pull it away from Rabbit, and while it's writhing on the floor, I just take my shotgun and point blank blow its head up.
Just splatter black ooze and flesh all over the floor. And you see that this black gooey matter that came out of the body of this thing is much like that black matter, that black flesh you've seen on the floor, kind of coming out of the pods and pooling in areas on the floor. Taco, you've got the flashlight. Lights are off. You hear the resounding echo of that gunshot. Do you want to hang on to that light, keep it with you?
Definitely keep the flashlight with me.
Okay.
And Taco will whisper, I guess he is the resident, surgeon medic. Is anybody injured?
Rabbit is like patting himself down, checking for wounds. You can see like his crew attire is completely tore up, but he has like pretty superficial scratches on his arms, and he's like breathing heavily, trying to bring himself down. He's like, I think I'm okay. I think I'm all right. Thank you, he says to Snowball.
Sure thing. No man left behind.
Rabbit, do you
I'm gonna
want to
go over and
grab that boarding axe still?
yeah. I'm gonna pull it off the wall.
Okay.
Snowball is going to ask, Taco, is this stuff harmful? And he's gonna kind of pull some of the goo that's on his armor off from the creature.
Snowball, give me a body save. Yeah, you feel it, and it's nasty. This is sludge. It's like waterlogged flesh that has become necrotic and black and just oozing with some sort of thick, viscous mucus. Utterly disgusting. As you look at this, you can't imagine what sort of creature this might have been, and you wonder, for the amount of this black sludge in here, something may have happened to the colonists as well. Taco, if you want to do a pathology check on that sludge, I would allow it. It'd be intellect with pathology.
No, definitely. Taco has in his gear. He has a sample collection kit, so he's looking for a fresh sample. Absolutely. So you said it's a what check?
Intellect, and if you have pathology, you can add that skill to it. You are unfamiliar with what this might be. It looks to be some sort of mix between animal and plant. This is an unknown species. You've never seen anything like this, but you can't even identify the cell matter. It looks to have plant walls, much like or cell walls like a plant would, that are rigid, but then it's got animalistic physiology. You have no idea what this thing could have been. You have no idea if this is contagious, if it contains any sort of parasites, any viral load, any bacteria or prions or any other sort of pathogen. You have no idea. But as you recognize this foreign substance, give me a fear save.
Normal?
Just normal, yeah. Yeah, this is not something that you are prepared for. You came on this mission as basically a medic slash scientist, and here you've got some potentially hazardous material here. You know that this could be super valuable. You know that making a name for yourself could be your way out of the DRU and your way onto better positions upon other ships, and maybe you should find out more about this. But the fact that this thing is trying to eat you makes that a little bit daunting. Adam, you've got the lights off. It seems as though the threat has expired, but you are ever mindful, based on your internal clock, that time is ticking away. In fact, you know that you have approximately 1 hour 31 minutes remaining.
Yes. Well, excellent shot, Snowball. In the dark, even. I'm aware you have night vision, but very impressive. I suppose we should get a move on.
I'm going to head forward into
I agree.
the
If
cargo bay.
the ship's gonna be blown up, we better hurry.
Before we go to
have
the
about
cargo
1.5
bay,
hours.
are there any survivors in the cryo deck here, or does it look to be completely evacuated?
It looks completely evacuated. It looks like these were opened about 2 months before you were recalled, and whichever were not dead on arrival, which there were invariably a few, there are no pods still remaining. The power has been turned off. Anyone that was left in there has unthawed without waking up and is beginning to rot. But there's no survivors here.
Well, it's just us now. We need to get to the cargo bay and from there check out the main computer and figure out where the hell we are. See if we can get out of here.
As you head
There's a
into
shuttle in the bay.
Cargo bay, yeah. There's a shuttle, and based on the a panel being open on the aft portion, it's missing a power cell. It looks like most of the cargo in here is missing. The loading ramp and the door outside is shut and locked. You know that this could be opened from the tower here in the cargo bay. You see 2 crew members present. One, a female, a human. She's lying on the ground. She looks to be in some advanced state of disease. She is pale, sweating. There's piles of vomit next to her. And then you see the ship's android, Darwin, milling about nervously. This room smells like sweat. Let me pull some tokens out here for us. And let me roll a 4-sided die. Adam, this time you hear it, and you hear this voice. It seems to be coming from the vents again. It sounds like voices. Dozens and dozens of voices. Riley, on the ground, looks at you. Oh, thank God. Get over here, quick. Let me give you a sit rep. And she's kind of waving at you. She's barely able to lift her arm as she waves you forward. And Darwin ambulates over towards Adam. This is not correct. This is not correct. We should not be here, he says in a staccato, anxious android voice.
We should not be here. Well, what does your programming say?
This is not NC 2806. This is not where we are to be. Does not compute.
Certainly more than one anomaly tonight.
Core meltdown imminent.
Does this shuttle have a hyperdrive?
Is this Rabbit asking?
Yeah.
Give me an intellect roll with mechanical repair.
Cool. I do also have industrial equipment. I don't know if that...
Yep, you could use that if you like.
Cool. Pass.
It does. This shuttle does have that. It's got faster than light jump drives. It does need a power cell. You can tell just looking at it, that thing needs a fresh cell. And Riley
Alright, fellas,
looks over
let's
at
check
you
it out.
and says, "Yeah, I tried. We got to get power." And she spits out a big ball of phlegm and blood. "The other half of the ship, you'll find it there. There's a power bay with cells just for this."
And where the hell's the other half of the ship?
"I don't know. I sent the others to go find it. I don't know what happened to them, but I haven't heard back. Comms are down. I don't know."
What happened to you, Riley?
"There's these things. These black things that they're planet side. They live in the vents." And she begins to cough. And she vomits out this big pile of black sludge, and in it you can see there's something writhing about. You see these little tiny black worms.
Ooh.
Dozens of them coming out in her vomit. And she kind of smears it over by her leg and kind of rolls her leg on top of it. "Don't mind that. Don't mind that. You got to get to the science lab. I sent Miriam there to work on a cure. The Marine went with her, but I don't know what happened to him. Miriam and Brick, go find him. Bring him back."
I think Rabbit and Snowball like share a like a wordless glance at one another when they see the worms.
Rabbit, give me a body save as you see that.
Hard failure.
Yeah, you puke. You turn two shades of green and you heave as you see that, and you're relieved that your puke just has little bits of protein bar in it. It doesn't have these little writhing black worms.
That protein bar is 98 years old.
Yep.
Fascinating.
It probably has worms in it.
Yeah, Snowball will pat him on the back, and just in the back of his mind, he's thinking that he did get an awful lot of that alien creature goo on him.
Adam, you see that Snowball is having this reaction. What is your response?
I suppose that well, I mean, that's sorry. At least Rabbit's not seemingly infected. It's pretty fearful. I think if I was a human, I might be a bit more, disturbed. I'm kind of concerned about Darwin, though. I think I said by I mean obviously Adam.
Do you try to talk to Darwin or like run any sort of diagnostic on him?
Yeah, I was thinking diagnostics because talking to him did not seem like it was going to reveal anything.
So you can go and tell me how you interface with him to run diagnostics on a fellow android. He's an inferior unit to you. You're a little bit hardier than he is, more combat ready and equipped to handle difficult environments. He's basically a bookkeeper android. How do you interface? Like, do you stick your finger in his ear kind of thing, or how do you do that?
Yeah, I feel like there's probably some kind of like port you can jack into. I don't know, some kind of like
We
cyberpunk.
won't go into details.
Yes, thank you.
As
That
you
simplifies things.
give me an intellect roll. You can add computers, or if you have hacking, you can add hacking on there.
I suppose I am hacking this poor guy. Oh, that was needed too.
Nice. As you run a diagnostics on him, you can see that he has a virus, and this is not a known virus to you, but you can see that it is replacing his code with something else. This is not authorized by Tokugawa. You know that this means reprogramming for you, and immediately give me a body save as you raise your firewalls to try and protect yourself from this.
That is a good shout. Oh, that was pretty close too.
That was very close. So you throw up your McAfee as quick as you can, and it just starts kind of scanning your files and letting you know that you're 97 years out of date. Your subscription expired.
Oh, they got
Decades
all the
ago.
pop-up windows
Oh yeah, so many
waiting. Oh,
pop-ups, and so you're going to be using quite a bit of your runtime trying to track down any trace of this virus to make sure that you are not infected by this. Taco, what are you doing in here?
Well, first thing he's going to talk about asks Adam. Adam, since you're not much of a not much risk of you catching a cold, could you be a good sport and please step on and squish all of those worms before they grow up to be big problems?
why that that is a fantastic idea.
And then he will ask and I don't remember the NPC's name. I'm sorry.
Darwin or
The
Riley?
O'Reilly. This affliction. How did you contract it? Did you breathe something in? Were you wounded?
Through blood. It's bloodborne. As long as you don't get any of it in your system, you'll be just fine. Rabbit, give me another fear save.
Yeah, Rabbit is immediately like backing away, freaking out a little bit. Fear save at disadvantage because we have a pair of androids.
Yep. Yeah, this is not good. You just start to sweat. You're feeling a fever. All of a sudden, you're feeling sick to your stomach. You've got all the symptoms suddenly piling on you, and then you hear a sound. You look up, and in the uppermost reaches of the cargo bay, you spot something, and it's some sort of like almost a ghostly, transparent being with tendrils hanging down. It's made some sort of nest up there where it's nice and wet and damp, the warm air rising up to keep it warm. You can see these tendrils reaching down like moss hanging down from a rock.
I think Rabbit just like wordlessly points up at the ceiling for everyone to see if he doesn't freak out.
Riley looks at you and says, "Yeah, you can get the worms from them too."
Wow.
Do we have so we are a colony mission.
Yes.
So I imagine that we would be like pretty requisitioned with like medical equipment, all this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I think Rabbit is very interested in getting into like like a surgery pod or some kind of like medical thing to make sure that he's clean.
Riley tells you that the science lab would have all of that equipment, but it's on the other side of the ship, or the other half of the ship, she says.
This is so fucked.
Darwin comes over to you. It's 200 yards that way, and he points out the landing bay doors.
Do we have like some kind of scanner within the cargo hold that might tell us like external atmosphere?
Yep, absolutely. There would be equipment in here that you could access that. If you want to give me an intellect roll with advantage,
Sure. I do have industrial equipment
yep, that'll work.
by
Oh,
one.
so close. But again, we fell forward. So you find that the atmosphere is breathable. It's got a little higher oxygen level than Earth atmosphere. It's sitting at around 28%. The gravity is a little bit greater than Earth's, but you've been in the cryosleep for long enough that your body has adapted to this new gravity. Your heart pumps blood just fine. Your feet do feel a little heavy, but you're more acclimated than you might have expected. It does seem like this is a wet planet, and there are rampant signs of biological life, mostly plant.
All right, I'm gonna get the bay door open.
As you go into the console to open the bay doors,
Loading ramp. Open.
That's crazy.
the ramp is open.
Is it daytime?
It is nighttime.
Great.
It's got to be nighttime.
And I mean, he
with
said
the door
100
open,
yards,
200 yards, 200 meters.
200 yards.
I'm just gonna peer out with my infrared goggles. Is there any heat signatures moving around out in the on the planet surface?
None within the immediate vicinity. You've got a range of probably 100 meters on there, and it's cool. It looks like thick, lush ferns and other vegetation. It is raining. It looks to be very quiet. There are no external sounds either, just the sound of the rain.
I think Rabbit's gonna get like a grab sled or something, like whatever we would use to transport the power cell. He's gonna get that stuff ready and bring it with us.
Perfect. Heading planet side.
I think so. What other rooms connect to the cargo bay? There's like a computer.
There's the computer room.
Remember?
So, and the computer room is where you would have the access controls to start the shuttle. So, if you want to get that shuttle started at some point, you need to make sure that that room is clear.
With the computer room, is there a potential for us to like slow down the reactor meltdown or like reroute some coolant or something? I don't know
Yeah,
if
let's
any of that's
let's
possible.
go to the computer room. We can give it a shot. The computer room. The walls are covered with screens. From here, you can start the shuttle. You can also lower and raise the cargo bay loading ramp. Um, this room smells like dust and old electronics. And when you're in here, see who hears the sound. 3 is going to be Snowball. Snowball, you hear this sound louder than anyone coming from a vent. Someone whispering, "Come back alive," from the vent.
Well, hearing this before anyone enters, assuming Snowball's in the lead, he's just going to motion for everyone to stay back a second, and he's going to assess the vents and see if there's more of those creatures lurking in there.
Give me an intellect roll as you approach the vent. Are you using your infrared?
Yes.
As you peer in again, you see several round heat signatures in here, as though something was lying in this vent recently, but you can't detect anything. Whatever was here has slipped away.
Then I'll hop down and give the okay.
Okay. You head out planet side. 200 meters through thick foliage, through rain. Taking the cargo sled with you is not easy going. Rabbit, give me a speed roll. You can use industrial equipment on this.
Pass.
Excellent. So you managed to navigate it through the uneven terrain. It is difficult, but this is not your first time doing something like this. You know, this is your training, is to get around, with this equipment, and you want off this rock as fast as possible, and it spurs you on to, just charge through and not worry about damage to Tokugawa equipment. Adam, you are aware that there is 1 hour 12 minutes remaining on the timer. As you approach the second half of the ship, let me pull up the ship map part 2. We will come into the farm station. Be the first area. From here you can go to repairs, the Medi Bay, and through the Medi Bay is access to the auxiliary power bay. Let's go farm station. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
That's where we're gonna find our cell.
That's where you'll find the cell, is in there. Let's go to the farm station.
Oh, yeah.
This room is overgrown with vegetation. You see a woman, half eaten, but alive, barely. She looks at you. Get out of here. There's no hope of mission completion. Colonization has failed. Survival is all that remains. This room smells like raw sewage and spoiled vinegar. You see the woman has a terrible bite wound on her left torso. You can see entrails pulled out. She's tried to push them back in, but she can't make them fit. She's in a great deal of pain. Adam, what do you do?
Yes, yeah, I think Adam will be pretty offended by the idea that the mission has failed. Catastrophic injuries does generally correlate to a loss of morale among humans. The mission is not over. In fact, we are the disaster recovery team. We are the last resort, which is why we should proceed. I don't believe we have much time to waste.
Taco, this is the another one of the ship's scientists. You didn't know them. You've been in deep sleep the entire time of this journey, but you recognize one of your own. What's your reaction to seeing this fellow scientist writhing on the ground, partially consumed?
Taco has 3 questions.
Yep.
Question 1 and 2 are: Doctor. Because everybody with a PhD loves being called doctor.
Absolutely.
Doctor,
Yes.
what's the biggest threat to us now, and how can we protect ourselves against it?
The Atlas itself. The engine's going to go. The core can't cool itself much longer. Your best bet is to get off this rock.
Taco thinks but does not say, but he thinks to himself, no shit. It's not where he was going with that. Where, I'll say, the creatures don't like light, or the creatures are attracted to light. Is there anything else?
Those
It
dog
draws
things, they're attracted to light. That's what got me. It's in the science lab with Brick. He stopped shooting about an hour ago. I don't know where it is now.
after
No
hearing
less.
that, Rabbit was like really anxious to keep pushing forward. He's like, "Yep, we got to get the hell out of here." And then once Miriam says that there's like another one of these things in one of the coming rooms, he kind of pulls back behind Snowball a little bit.
Maybe we'll take our time. You can make a cure in the science lab. There's equipment there. I don't know if it will work long term, but maybe you can help yourselves. Or any of the crew that have made it. Riley, she sent us here. She's been infected.
He's not well.
I'm gonna be dead before the infection takes hold. I can't survive this. And she points to her abdomen.
Taco will. Does Taco have any kind of? Does he have like a first aid kit or a medic bag or anything on him, or is that in the room that we're heading
For
towards?
sure would be in the science lab. You probably have just basic first aid. You might have like some morphine ampules, some basic bandages.
Okay. I'll just say along the way, anytime Taco sees a flashlight that he can grab, he's just collecting flashlights. He's viewing these as like flares that he can fling if he needs to save his own butt.
Perfect.
But he will ask, and then I'll defer to the other fellow. I'll ask Snowball. You're a Marine. I don't suppose you have any grenades on you, do you? Or access to any?
I have 2 frag grenades, but that's it.
Okay. Taco will do this, and then he'll hand some of the medical tape and the flashlight to Snowball. Like, if we need it, you know, tape this. Turn on the flashlight. You know, tape the flashlight to the grenade. Turn it on. Fling the grenade. Maybe we can draw them away and take a few of them out at the same time.
I like your thinking, Doc. I'll take some of those and get them ready if it comes to that.
Joe smiles. I play a lot of video games. Did something like that.
Snowball.
That's my turn.
What's your reaction in this room? What would the Marine do?
I think the Marine is eager to meet up with the ship's main Marine and assess or see what he has assessed as the danger and see if he's okay and carry on with the mission.
And Adam, you see a mission asset on the ground, non-functional. Do you have any response to that?
I mean, we're talking about Miriam?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we've got, I don't know, I'm sure Adam's well aware of the exact amount of time we have left. I think he's quite
1
ready
hour,
to.
4 minutes, and 21 seconds.
I think that's what's on his mind right now.
You leave her in here?
Yeah, that, by the way, that detail about her trying to get her organs back in her, ooh, that's some, I need a sanity roll if I wasn't a robot.
That's your eyeball. We can't have that.
No, I love it.
Let's go to the science lab. The science lab. This is a high-tech lab. There's medical equipment here. You see a Marine, feverish, sitting on the floor. "Give me the antidote," he cries out, and he's trying to pick his gun up off the floor. He's got a pulse rifle. You see bite marks on his upper torso and his lower left leg. Snowball, you're probably the first in here. How do you
Yeah, I think
react to the
I'll.
situation?
I will respond, or Snowball will. At ease, soldier. We're here to assume command. We have a scientist who can hopefully come up with a cure. Lay down your weapon.
It's going to take some time for Taco to work up a cure. You can tell already that the equipment is non-functional until the power gets rerouted from the power bay on this ship, or on this half of the ship. The main power has been severed because the ship is in two pieces, but the power bay would have a backup power cell you could activate to run the equipment in here. So you would be useless without turning that power back on. Brick looks at Taco and finally gets his pulse rifle raised. He's leveling it at Taco. You're not leaving here till you get me a cure. You can fix it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Marine, look, there's no power in the lab, okay? I need to get into the next room and reroute energy here before we can get any sort of cure. There's no need to pull a gun.
No one's leaving me. And he looks at Rabbit. Rabbit, or doesn't say Rabbit. Engineer, you go. Get the power back on.
Look, I'm not armed like you are. If there's something in there, I need Snowball with me. Can't go by myself. But I agree. I agree. We need to get a move on.
I hit the thing that bit me. It crawled in there and died. It ain't gonna bother you. It hasn't been back.
Rabbit looks dubious.
Give me a fear save, Rabbit.
The stress is piling.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Yeah, he's just making you tense. You're already in a bad situation. Nothing has gone right today. And he's yelling at you. He wants this done. You know this likely needs to be done. You just want to get out of here. And you look over and you see Adam is just looking at you, kind of blank faced, like he's just watching your every move and judging your aptitude and your ability as an employee of Tokugawa. And you know
Yeah, I don't trust Adam with one hair on my head. As far as I know, he's a corporate shill, and this whole thing has been orchestrated by the company, and Adam is like its overseer.
Yeah, the company is always watching. He's Big Brother, and he's very close. It's like he's recording every word you say. His visual system is recording a video log of all of your actions and the things you are doing or not doing, and you know how this will appear on your company review. Adam, you notice that Rabbit is getting jumpy, and he is kind of giving you that look, like, back off. How does that compute for Adam?
Yeah, I don't think it particularly does. Adam's like a computer's robot for the most part. So he's pretty analytical. I think he just gets his orders and then follows them to the exact letter. So I kind of feel like social cues he does not pick up on whatsoever. He is just he is recording as well.
Oh yeah, he knows everything that's going on here. Where do we go from here?
Can I'm assuming that I would be Snowball would be the superior officer here since the DRU kind of assumes command. So can I try and kick into his military training and just order Brick to stand down?
You can give me a strength roll, and you can add military training.
We'll use his strength.
Yep. So that'll be for Snowball. Ooh. Screw military detail. Screw your rank. This is my life. You go with that guy. You go with the engineer. Get that mechanic to work. Get this machine working. I'll help get us back home. and he tries to rise on an unsteady leg. Snowball, are you going to help him up, or are you going to push him back down?
He's obviously delirious, and I think he might have the disease. So I think Snowball's just going to turn away and get ready to go to uh, the power room.
Power bay. This room is full of pipes, machinery. There's an old school diesel generator with levers and dials. This can be powered up to run the equipment in the science lab. This room smells like burnt cables. Rabbit, give me a mechanical repair or jury rigging roll. You can use intellect on this.
Nope.
Damn.
It's going to take you some time. You'll get it, but it's taken time. You can notice right away that there's a problem, that you need a piece of equipment. You know the repair bay would probably have it. You're going to have to run into repair bay and get it. Do you take the Marine with you?
Yeah, I like relay all this information. It's like, oh, damn, we're missing parts. I'm gonna need to get into the repair bay. Snowball, can you come with?
And is
Yep, you just follow my lead, mechanic,
are
and
Taco and
I'll
Adam,
take
are
point
they
on that.
still with Brick in the science lab, in the med lab?
Yeah. I
Okay.
don't think you want to leave that guy alone.
No. It seems like he was going to shoot Taco if you guys step out of there. We go to the repair bay. This place is crammed with tools, workbenches, and machines. In here, you can see there's two full power cells for a shuttle lying in the corner. It looks as though Brick had moved them in here. And then you hear a sound. Both of you give me a fear save.
Luckily, there's no android nearby.
Yep. Two of these dog things come out from behind equipment. I'll have both of you give me a speed roll, please. Snowball, you get to go first, then the dog things, and then Rabbit.
Yeah, I'll try and position myself in between Rabbit and those dog things, then he can hopefully get this equipment. We can make a hasty retreat, but I will open up with my shotgun.
Ooh, close. Your rounds rip through a toolbox, and you see sparks flying as the buckshot hits some of the metal here. This first creature smashes at you with its fists, coming at you, trying to pull you down to the ground. That is a hit, and you're going to take some damage. Your armor will block 7 of that. You'll take 5. And then give me a body save or be pulled down to the ground. Alright, you are on the ground, this thing's standing over you. Rabbit, this one jumps at you and tries to bite you. And misses. Rabbit, your turn.
All right, I'm gonna Rabbit's like eyeing the power cells, but sees that this thing is, well, one, it's between him and the cells, and also to move the cells is going to be a whole ordeal that we can't deal with. So
Oh yeah.
he's going to pull boarding axe and try to just like cleave into the head of the one that's standing over Snowball.
Perfect. Go ahead and give me a roll. So you can click on boarding axe, and it should roll your.
Nice,
combat.
you added that for me.
Yep.
Cool. Ooh, I think that's a hit.
Yes, it is. So it does like 2d10, and you got 3.
Excellent.
So better than 2, I guess. So yeah, you cleave into it. The blade, you have to kind of hold your strike, because you don't want this to punch through and hit Snowball, and so it affects your swing a little bit, but you cleave a nice little hunk out of the shoulder of this thing, and it sloughs down and snarls at you. Snowball, you are on the ground with this thing on top of you.
Is there a chance that the rest of the party hears like gunfire?
Yeah, they would have heard the shotgun blast for sure. So Taco and Adam, you hear the shotgun blast. You probably hear Rabbit screaming. What do you do?
Good question. Ooh. Taco, what do you have in terms of equipment? Just out of curiosity.
Like weapons?
Yeah, because I do have a melee weapon. It's more of like a like self-defense last resort kind of melee weapon, but
I think Taco
I
has
can.
a revolver.
Because I feel like someone either has to stay with Brick or figure something out regarding Brick.
Taco looks at Brick, and he just says, he gestures to his medical bag. I don't have a cure on me now. I can work on one, but I do have antibiotics. With this, I've seen this kind of. He's lying his ass off. I've seen this kind of thing before. I can give you an antibiotic that will buy you some time. It won't cure you, but it'll buy you some time. We have to hurry. Can I give it to you now?
Give me a roll for this. I'm going to make it an intellect roll, and you can actually add your pathology skill to that, as you point out how this is going to help his wounds and slow the progression of the disease.
God damn it. Oh, okay.
Oh, you got it. So you're doing
That's right.
something, and that something calms him.
Yeah, I'm gonna inject him with enough morphine to kill to knock out a herd of horses.
Are you going to try and
incapacitate this guy.
kill him with the morphine? Do you overdose him?
I'm gonna knock him out. Not a non-lethal, but make him go sleepy time real fast. And I'm not gonna worry about if I accidentally kill him, because there's no way this guy's gonna survive.
Let me give him a body save.
Ooh.
Okay, his breathing slows significantly. You see his eyes flutter. He drops the pulse rifle in his lap, and he begins to slump forward, and you notice he's starting to choke. Adam, what are you doing seeing this?
I mean, I would probably observe to make sure he's not, killing company property, but once I see that he's asleep, I think Adam would say, well handled, Doctor. That should give us Elue to help in the next room.
Nice. Who wants to pick up the pulse rifle?
It's a good question.
Or does someone want to pick that up?
Somebody ought to at least disarm him.
Oh, Taco 100% is gonna pick
yeah.
it up unless the robot wants to
No, that kind of makes sense. You're the one knocking him out.
Well, not like. Yeah, but Taco is at his core a little bit of a coward. So he'll use a human shield. He'll use a robot shield too. He'll just pick up the pulse rifle and say, "And you use one of these."
Adequately, yes.
Okay, let me give it to to Adam. I gave it to Taco. Let me take it away from Taco and give it to Adam. Let me pull that.
Well,
there.
Let's go in the other room and be adequate real fast.
I love this like scene of Adam just casually strolling, all relaxed android, and it's just a absolute nightmare.
Right? Like totally calm. Everything's fine. Snowball, you're on
With
the
the right
ground.
side.
You've got this thing on you. Rabbit is just hacking at it with this axe, trying to end this. What's your move?
Uh, well, I'm going to try and get my shotgun and press it up against this thing and try and blast it off of me.
And Adam, you know there are 47 minutes and 45 seconds left.
Would that be? I have advantage if it's point
go ahead
blank.
and give me advantage on that. Ooh,
Double 63s.
dang. Your shot goes right up into the ceiling, and sparks and rainwater begin to come down through the little hole you put up through the ceiling there. These rounds are not supposed to do that, but this one seemed to punch a little hole there. The thing is just absolutely frantic on you, and it tries to bite. That's a hit for 6 points of damage. You're almost wounded. The other one is going to go after Rabbit. It's going to try to bite you as well. Got you. Got you for 4 points of damage. Rabbit, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna do one more round of fighting, so I'll just swing in with the boarding axe. I think as this one like actually gets a pretty decent wound on Rabbit, he'll kind of like spin around and go for the attack with the boarding axe.
And you can see that the one that just bit you, it has been wounded. This is probably the one that Brick was fighting.
Okay. Well,
that's
nonetheless.
a critical failure.
Oh, great.
Let's give you a panic check. Now, can you take advantage on a panic check? Yes, you can. Do you want to take advantage on this one?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's a once per session thing
Once per session. Yep, for Teamster.
Cool.
15 or 15?
Oh my god.
Or 13s, I guess it was. You got 5. Oh, you gain Coward. I don't think that's a far stretch here. So you must make a fear save to engage in violence, otherwise you will flee.
You want me to do that like at the top of the turn?
Yep, top of the turn, I'll have you do that. Adam comes in like the Terminator, holding this pulse rifle. His eyes are now red as he's in combat phase. Taco coming in behind him. Adam, you're up.
Oh my. Oh, I suppose I would. Oh, there's one on top of Snowball, right?
Yep.
And so I feel like I don't want to shoot Snowball, but equally, like I come in, I see a wounded one fighting Rabbit, and then Snowball's on the ground. So that's probably the more, visibly urgent case. I'm probably going to take some shots over there. One can only hope. Not quite adequately.
Oh, so close. Not quite. Yeah, you've never fired this pulse rifle before, and the recoil, you kind of spray upwards in an arc, and you can see this nice little arcing pattern on the wall where your rounds hit, kind of glowing red hot, little indentations in the wall. Taco, you're up. You do have your trusty service revolver. This is an antique weapon. It has, perhaps your grandfather used it during time of war, and it had been handed down to you. You've probably fired it mostly at targets, not anything living, but there's always a time to start. Unless you just want to shut the door here and walk away, you always can do that. What would Taco do?
Sorry, I was muted. What kind of range are we?
So in Mothership, you've got like adjacent or close or long range. These would be close range. So they're, in the same room. If you
Whichever one is closest to Taco,
probably this one on Rabbit.
then he will, while using Adam as kind of
Cover.
and
Oh, I like
shield,
that.
Taco will do his best Turkish Olympic marksman.
Nice.
Lean out
Hand in the pocket.
and try to pop it.
You got it. Go ahead and on your weapons, just click on the revolver. And that is a failure. The shot narrowly misses. The recoil kind of surprises you. Your heart is racing. You know you need to get better control of your nerves here. Let's go to Rabbit. You need to give me a fear save or flee.
Yes. Is this android close to me or not quite?
Yeah, how do you define close? Is
So-
it like right next to you?
So
Is it being in the same
adjacent
room?
is right next door. Close would be the same room.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I just walk in. I'm just gunning, looking kind of almost like happy. Like
And especially this
Interesting.
android, like
I'm imagining Adam is gonna like shoot me or something.
right? Yeah, this
I would be
android, you're
concerned.
like, nope, not happening, and you're gonna bolt.
I'm running out.
Okay.
Actually, I think he like hides under the table or something like that.
I like that. I like that. Let's go to the things. This one is going to bite Snowball again.
Did I get to take my turn first?
You're after the things, aren't you?
Oh, I thought I succeeded on my speed roll.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead then, and then I'll retro this roll. If you take this thing out, it won't get to do this. Oh, you rolled your score, but in Mothership it's below your score. It's not less than or equal to, it's just less than. In response, you take 8 points of damage as this thing bites you. You will take a wound, and then 6 additional points. Let's see what the wound is.
Oh no.
Oh, geez, that's not good. Okay.
oh,
All right. Let me roll this. See if I can. Oh, I don't think I can do that. That's not what I want. We'll roll that when we need to. It chomps down on your neck, and you can see that Otis is quickly fading. This other one is going to rush at Adam, smashing you down to the ground with its fists.
oh my.
And Adam, you take a grievous blow. You take a wound.
Oh, do you want me to click that or?
I got it for you.
Thank you.
Your, let's say your left arm is broken. It's kind of hanging. Sparks are flying out of it. If you do any manual tasks like carrying a power cell, you will have disadvantage on any sort of action there. Let's go to Adam. Your turn, and then Taco.
Oh dear. Well, I'm sure I've dropped my gun. I will probably just try to hit it with my baton then, I guess. I mean, I am on the ground with the thing on top of me. Oh, I just refreshed the damn page.
Oh.
Whoops, that was kind of climatic.
You'll be right back.
I'm holding control for push to talk, and I hit R on my keyboard on accident, and then
Oh,
all
nice.
the music cut out, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Like what just happened?
Yeah, that was just the music cutting. Suddenly, it feels like your heart stopping.
That was Adam getting hit for
Right?
a critical hit.
Oh boy.
Oh, with the stun baton, no less.
Oh.
All right, so
Wow.
you got him. He needs to make a body save.
Not much damage, but I didn't know the stun baton did that. That's pretty cool.
And he fails. He is stunned for
Oh.
one round. So he hits the ground and is just writhing and twitching. Taco, you're up. He is on the ground. You'll have advantage if you go stand right over him. It's going to be tough to miss. Of course, I say that and watch you'll miss, but you'll have advantage if you want to shoot the guy on the ground. Or you've got Snowball that's just getting absolutely savaged by that thing.
Is the pulse rifle on the ground near me?
Yeah, it'd be because you were standing right behind Adam, so it just dropped it right on the ground. So you could easily pick that up. Let me put that in your equipment. There you go.
I need to, you know, Marines signed up for this sort of thing. Taco did not. So Taco is going to try to just end the threat near him and move the math in their
This one
favor
right here.
a little
Okay.
bit. Yeah. Do I roll with advantage, did you say?
Yes,
or-
with advantage. Oh. So the bullets are kind of splashing the ground around it. It's still writhing from that attack, but it seems to not have done any significant damage to it. Rabbit, you are hiding under here. You can make another fear save.
Now let me ask you this: so it's a fear save if I want to engage in violence.
Yes. Now
I think-
you were engaged before, so you had to make one, but now you can get out of here. You could try and grab a power cell and run.
Yeah, so that's exactly. So I imagine like Rabbit has both of his hands over his ears and like he keeps ducking down as gunfire lights up the room.
Nice.
He's gonna crawl on all fours over to this low power cell here and just like yank it out. It clangs on the floor and he's just like bolting for the shuttle pretty much.
Nice. Give me a speed roll.
Sorry guys. Can I use industrial equipment here?
Yep, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, you know exactly how to get this thing undone, what to do. So
Damn
you
it.
get it. You struggle to get it out. It kind of scrapes and you're pulling it, and you know everyone's looking
Hands are
at you
shaky.
like what the hell's he doing? But you get it out and then you dash back into the science lab. Let's go back to Snowball. You're bleeding out. You are badly wounded here. You don't know how much time you have left. This thing is still on top of you.
Yeah, so things are fuzzy for Snowball. So he's just gonna slide his combat shotgun away, and if it would be possible, could he try and grab the other? Is he close enough to try and grab the other one? He just wants to try and like bear hug both of these.
Because
Creatures.
it's on the ground, you can give me a strength roll to kind of kick yourself over towards it to where you could get your hand on there. I'm going to give you disadvantage, but if you can add your military training if you can get this. Missed it by 2. So you get there. You can't quite pull the other one on top of you, but let's say you maneuver yourself kind of over right about here. This one is still sort of on top of you. You've got this one kind of next to you, but it's not quite adjacent. If you're about to do what I think you're going to do, it's going to take some damage.
Yeah, if I'm close enough, I'm just gonna pull the pin on both my grenades and like just get them in one hand and pull both the pins at the same time and
Nice. You just
try and
stick
take out both of these.
both rings in your teeth, yank them out, and just kind of throw your hands up like jazz hands as the grenades clatter off your chest onto the ground. There's a huge fireball and concussive blast. Let me have Taco and Adam give me a body save or be knocked off your feet. Nice. So Adam,
Oh, nice.
you are knocked over, but you happen to absorb most of the concussion, and Taco is just fine. So, Adam, you are prone. You see when the smoke and the ringing in your optical and auditory sensors clear, you see that Snowball is now just a red spatter and boots on the ground. And he's covered in this black gel from these creatures that were next to him. This is just mega damage, just, don't even need to roll, just took them both out. There's still partial remains of one of the creatures, the one that was closest to you, and its leg is still twitching from that stun baton. and you can see that the ganglion in its limbs is still pulsating, and there's this black oozy like sap coming out of it. This you'll never get used to seeing this. Adam, you're on the ground. Rabbit is running out of the room. Taco, you're still on your feet. Do you go after Rabbit? Do you help Adam up?
Well, he'll help Adam up because he's gonna assume that Rabbit is running back. Rabbit is freaking out, but Rabbit has the same goal as Taco, right? So there's still one more cell they want to grab, so he's gonna help Adam to his feet, and
Then are you going to grab the
the
second
damage
power
drum.
cell?
yeah.
Okay. You guys get the second cell. Adam isn't much use with his left arm being as damaged as it is, but between the two of you, you're able to get it out. We head back out planet side, and we've got, thankfully, the little hover cart that can carry the cells. Rabbit, did you wait for them, or did you take off without them?
I actually love this idea of Rabbit. Like, he totally leaves the sled behind. He's dragging the cell through the jungle,
Nice.
like through the mud, and he's just trying to get to the shuttle. Honestly, he wants to leave Adam behind. But yeah, his goal right now is just to get on that shuttle and get the hell out of here.
And Adam, you know there's 31 minutes and 34 seconds left. You get the sled and you load it up, and as you're charging through now, does Rabbit have any sort of lights on, like to see in this nighttime jungle, or is he going in dark?
I mean, if it's pitch black, he for sure has his headlamp on.
All right, you've got your headlamp on. You're dragging that thing through the woods, and you can hear kind of off in the distance. You hear sounds as though things are getting closer, and you look back and you can see your two companions bringing the cart, able to move much more quickly than you dragging this thing. They catch up to you. Is there any sort of interaction there, or is it just like, help me load this on the cart?
Yeah, I think Rabbit is very much like, he's like mumbling to himself. He's like, we gotta get out of here. We gotta go. They're coming. They're coming. Come on, help me with this. And he's trying to like nonchalantly. Well, I imagine he's like almost associating to the point where he's not gonna acknowledge that he flat left everybody.
Right. As you load that onto the cart, Adam, you become aware that you are not alone as well. You can hear things moving in the underbrush. Let me have all three of you give me a fear save, and
Dear.
everyone but Adam will have disadvantage. Oh, nice.
Typical.
Right?
Makes sense.
Makes sense. So, Adam, you're just fine. Everyone else is just freaking out. Rabbit, with your headlamp, you see movement in the brush off to the side about 20 meters away. There's something crouched down in the dark. What do you do?
Man. Honestly, like I think Rabbit will just like drop the. This all happens as we're like loading his cell onto the sled.
Yeah.
Rabbit just drops the cell and just takes off into the jungle.
Nice. Adam and
Basically
Taco,
running back towards the other, trying to get back to the cargo bay of the first half of the ship.
where the shuttle is.
Yeah.
Taco and Adam, what's your reaction to that? What would Adam do?
I think Adam registered.
This is going on report, sir.
Yeah. I mean, Adam. Yeah, he would just cock his head and say, "That is certainly against protocol. The mission programming." In fact, I think this would be quite disheartening to poor Adam. He's quite devoted to getting this mission done, and suddenly a team member just just drops morale.
Give
And
me-
Adam was just quite impressed as well. He was like, I admire your commitment to the company, getting all this stuff out of here. Not quite realizing why he was moving so quickly.
Give me a sanity save as you see someone blatantly disobey company orders.
Ooh.
Yeah, barely. You understand that this must be one of those bad employees that deserves demerits, and this is why he's on the DRU, because he can't be tasked with any greater responsibility than being a cleanup man. And your opinion of Rabbit is just diminishing by every step as he disappears into the darkness, heading back towards the aft portion of the Atlas. Taco, what are you doing as you see Rabbit leaving you high and dry and running for the ship?
Taco's gonna do two related things. Taco's gonna do the best he can to kind of just get his bearings and make a mental note of the direction Rabbit is going, because Rabbit's taking off with a light source.
Yep.
Right.
And then he will look over at Adam, and Adam, however you do it, take note of, record the path he's taking to the ship. I don't think he's gonna make it, but we're gonna need to follow his path in the dark. So, in a weird way, Taco is relieved that Rabbit has
bait.
taken that Rabbit's
Oh.
dumbass has taken off as bait.
Clever thinking. An excellent suggestion.
Rabbit, give me a speed roll. You can add advantage because of your cowardly
Going
condition
fast.
that you have. Yeah, you're going fast. You're like losing stuff out of your pockets as you're running. Oh yeah, you're booking it. And Adam and Taco, you see that dark shape in the undergrowth quickly join the trail that Rabbit was on and just dash after him. It's one of those black dog things.
The headlamp is like bobbing. You can just see the light from the headlamp.
Oh yeah, it's like the, like on a dog track. It's the little rabbit going down the track, and the dogs are just chasing after it. And this thing is just
Incredible.
it's gaining on him. Taco, give me a speed roll as well, without advantage, just a straight roll.
Ooh.
Oh, nice, excellent. So, Adam, you're slowed because of your physical condition, as well as trying to keep track of what's going on. But Taco keeps everything going correctly. He's kind of following your lead. You're the pathfinder in the dark as you're tracing this route that you have recorded into your RAM. And as you get closer to the ship, Rabbit, give me one more speed roll. As you can see, the ship is now about 30 meters away.
Do I still have advantage?
You do.
It's a fail.
That's a fail. Let me
He's like clambering up the ramp as this all happens.
pull you on here. And this thing leaps at you from behind, trying to bring you down with a bite to the back of the leg. Oh, and it missed. Okay.
Quick as a rabbit.
Yeah, it snaps at you, and you can feel the hot breath and the sticky saliva spatter the back of your leg as it just grabs just the tiniest bit of cloth and just rends a huge rip up the back of your pant leg. But you make it onto the ship. Taco and Adam, you are getting closer. You see Rabbit make it into the ship, this black thing loping after him. Do you continue on? Do you try and stop this thing, or just get the cells to the ship?
Adam's just, get the cells of the ship. Mission seems like the mission critical.
Absolutely. There are 23 minutes and 46 seconds left. As you give me another speed roll, both Adam and Taco.
One of these days. Oh, man, well done.
Well, yeah, Taco knows how to move this thing through the undergrowth. Adam, you are struggling. Again, you are multitasking here. You're tracking what's going on here, trying to find the best path as well as tracking, the way. Once you get close enough to the ship, you can see that black thing has gone into the cargo bay. Let's take us there. Now, you see that Riley has died. Snowball's also dead. Darwin is standing over Riley, rubbing his hands together nervously, like he cannot compute what has happened. Rabbit, when you get in, you know where the control is to shut the landing or the cargo bay door. If you want to try and shut that before the thing gets in behind you, give me a speed roll. But that's going to leave your companions locked out.
I don't know if he would shut the bay door as much as he would just make a sprint for the control room.
Okay, give me a speed check for that too.
Okay. Pass.
Nice. You make it into the control room. There's a door here you can shut if you like. You shut the door, you hear the thud of the creature pound up against it. But you have access to the computer control room. You know that someone has to initiate the startup in here to get the shuttle off the ground. Maybe that's.
But that's
part of
after
why you came here.
power is installed.
Yep, power's got to be installed, and someone has to give the security codes in here, and then you can go start the ship.
Is there, this may be totally far-fetched, and if it is, just shoot it down, but is there any way that Rabbit could, like, I don't know, somehow like reroute power from the reactor to the ship in sort of like an emergency procedure that might just blow us all to hell anyways?
Yeah, I like it. Go ahead, that would be like a jury rigging roll, if you have jury rigging, or mechanical repair.
He passes.
Nice. Tell me exactly what it is that you want to do.
So I imagine the shuttle right now is like connected to the bay in some way. Like it's not just sitting there.
Yeah.
Yes, there's like umbilicals, there's all these wires and stuff that run to it. So since this is kind of like the main computer here, he's just going to, well, let's see here, cargo bay cryopods. So he's gonna actually route like all the power from the DRU into the shuttle, and like this is a very dangerous thing. Like you would never do this normally. Right. Because I imagine like a catastrophic failure could cause a fusion reaction or something.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Route all the power to the shuttle?
Yep, and like I imagine like he would also, if he was in a sober mind, he would understand that like that power is totally temporary, probably not even enough to get you into a jump or something like that, right. But it's at least enough to get the ship off of the ground, which is all he cares about right now.
Definitely, you can get the ship started without the power cells. But it will run on limited power without those cells in there. But you could get out of the bay, maybe into orbit, but you don't know how much power you'd have beyond that. So, with your roll, you see all of the lights flicker, and the timer in Adam's computer mind flashes from 19 minutes 37 seconds to 9 minutes 37 seconds.
Awesome.
Let me start that real quick here.
He's also got like the power flowing on it just at a total drip. Like it's gonna keep flowing even if he's not in the room is the idea.
Yep. Perfect. So it is set at the new time. You've got power going. Do you want to try to initiate startup of the shuttle?
Yes.
Okay. You don't even need to make a roll for this. You would know exactly how to do it.
Remote shuttle start initiated. Powering up engines. Life support systems online. Navigation systems online. Fuel levels sufficient. Shuttle will be ready for departure in T-minus 30 seconds. Prepare for remote disengagement.
All right, Taco and Adam, you make it into the cargo bay, and you can see that thing bashing at the door to the computer lab. Everything is dark in here except for the lights on the shuttle. Let me take us into the cargo bay.
We have both power cells.
You
or
do.
Okay. We want to get these things into the shuttle right away and turn off any lights that they can turn off. I mean, Taco's not going to know the shuttle super well, but any lights he can shut off, he shut them off. We're getting those things in the shuttle. And then the last thing Taco's going to do is he's going to post up by the ramp.
Let me have Taco and Adam give me intellect rolls to be able to get this equipment in place. Adam, is that your plan as well, to get all exterior lights shut off, get this thing ready to go? You need to detach the umbilical.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good plan. Adam's
Okay.
on board.
7 minutes and 1 second remaining.
Normal roll.
So,
Oh,
Adam, you're struggling with the umbilical. You know this isn't vital. Oh, and a critical success. All right, Taco, you get the power cells in, no problem. You know the ship is now sustainable for a long time. You could make a hyperspace jump at this point. You stand down by the ramp. You see that Adam is struggling to get the umbilical detached. You hear the ship begin to turn over as the reactor comes online. Those lights are still on there, Adam. You weren't able to get those lights off. Rabbit, you're in the room. You see the shuttle is ready. You can hear that thing pawing at the door, and then you hear that same awful sound that you have heard before calling to you from a vent. Come back alive, it says. And you happen to look at the vent, and you can see something lurking just behind the vent. It looks to be a mass of tissue, of flesh and tendrils. You see dozens of tiny mouths forming in the soft tissue mass, vocalizing, intoning human sounds. You see eyeballs pop and then disappear as this thing begins to slowly slurry its way through the vent shaft down towards you.
Hell
Rabbit,
no.
what
Yeah,
do you
panic
do,
check.
Rabbit?
I think Rabbit needs to make a panic roll.
I would agree. Let me roll a d20 for you.
Nice.
Oh,
Keeps it together.
Perfect. Yeah, you keep it together. You're like, you know what? I'm so close. What are you doing?
Gosh, the only plan I had was to like see if I could find a vent to get out of this room.
It's
Is
in
there-
the vent.
Yeah, it's in the vent.
There's a huge, like, cryo, like a glass. I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Like a big glass bay window looking from this computer room out into the cargo bay. You know that this is probably, not something that's going to shatter easy, but there's a chance you can get this out. Being the mechanic, you know there's quick releases on everything.
I love that.
This might have a quick release.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find the quick release on the window. Is this gonna be like industrial equipment maybe?
Yep.
Speed or intellect?
I'll let you choose.
Okay. What am I even good at? Hold on. Okay. Trying to be quick about it. No, it's not gonna happen. He's just like, I imagine he looks for the quick release, can't find it, so he just like takes the axe and tries to
Nice.
like bust it down, but it's like hacking at plastic and it just keeps bouncing back.
Adam, you can see he's frantically trying to break through this glass. You can see something fleshy and pale sludging down the wall behind him. He's screaming. You can't hear him, but you can see him opening his mouth. He's actually fogging the glass as he's screaming right next to the glass. What does Adam do? You still have the umbilical in hand.
Yeah, I'm still trying to disengage it. Like I didn't succeed, right?
Yeah, and there are 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm definitely working on that cord.
Okay, give me a strength roll to try and get that thing off. You're just going to brute strength it.
Time is of the essence. Oh dear.
It's
Yeah.
almost a 3.
With your damaged arm, it's tough to get this thing off. Taco, what are you doing?
I'm running down to try to help, or just we can't fly off with that thing attached, right?
You could it may do some damage to the ship, but you could fly off and it'll pop the safety seal on it, and you may lose a little fuel or something, but it should self seal. Do you save or do you survive? You got 2 minutes and 26 seconds left.
Adam's a robot. Snowball's dead, and Snowball left us to die. So screw all those guys. I'm taking off.
Nice. You see Taco climb the ramp to the ship. The ramp begins to come up. I'm going to give you one last swing of that axe, Rabbit. And Adam, you got one last move before he locks you out of the shuttle. He's got 1 minute 42 seconds.
No, not quite.
Oh. That's a
I
critical.
got a critical success. Wow.
Nice. So you get the glass shatters, and you just, hurtle right through there, down onto the ground. Give me a quick body save as you hit the ground. Broken glass everywhere. Nice.
How high up is this window that he's busting out of? Is like 15 feet
Probably
elevators?
like 15 feet. Yeah. I'm gonna say you.
I love the idea of him like just fucking getting totally knocked unconscious
Oh,
as he
yeah.
falls out.
Well, you definitely take a wound. Let me roll the wound real quick before this thing comes out. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Where's the wound table? Wound, blunt force. 8 is skull fracture. So, but you're not dead. It is. It's a major injury. It's lethal. You will die in 1d10 rounds. But you crack your skull. But you get up and you're staggering towards the ship. Adam, what was your action that you failed?
I failed to remove that umbilical.
All right, Taco. If you're doing this, you got 13 seconds left. You back the ship out of the bay. You can hear the timer going right now. You see the ship back up, turn, and a brilliant blast of blue light floods the cargo bay as the shuttle takes off. Adam turns to Rabbit. Time's up, sir. And then everything goes black. And that's the end of the session.
I kind of love that.
That was awesome.
It couldn't have gone better.
That was
It was
amazing.
a perfect sci-fi movie.
Yeah, Taco, you won. You survived. Everyone else, I hope, had a good time. Most of you made it to the end, except for Snowball. But what a amazing finish for Snowball. Let me take us back to our landing page.
Marine could not.
Yeah, I'd imagine there was some Snowball's guts stuck to Taco and Adam, so he kind of made it to the end.
That's optimistic.
Right. Yeah, Taco did not take a point of damage, and so Taco is not infected and makes it off okay. Taco, give me an epilogue. 6 months from now, what's happening with Taco?
Taco is traumatized, but Taco's ship has come in because he did take that sample, which he still has.
Yes.
So he has the sample. He was unharmed. He's uninfected, and there is nobody left to dispute whatever self-aggrandizing story he has about his heroic efforts.
Yeah, you have bleached whatever the records on the shuttle were. You've sanitized everything. You've got this sample that gets you out of the DRU and into mainstream science working for Tokugawa. And do you even think back about your companions, or are they just a dream?
Taco would make it a point to, in a very respectful and honor way, he would honor. I mean, this is all part of a good narrative. The Marine's noble sacrifice. So Taco would absolutely talk up Snowball. He deserves it anyway, and reach out to Snowball's family, to assure them that he was a hero. Um, you know, robots are robots. Plus, that was a company robot, so he's not entirely sure that Adam was really acting in his best interests. And now that we're in the epilogue, I will share that in my bio, my little secret agenda thing, it said, "I don't trust Rabbit. That jumpy guy is going to get somebody killed if somebody doesn't kill him first." So
Which
Taco is not
perfect.
sad to see
You
Rabbit
absolutely
go.
played that perfect. So what about Adam? What was in your bio? Is there someone that you were kind of cautious about?
It's so fascinating. I really love how this went. It was only to myself in my head because it didn't come up. But like, Adam is suspicious of Snowball. His methods are unorthodox and could pose a threat to the mission. But Snowball proved to be like the most critical guy to the mission. He was so heroic and
Yeah, he's the only one that
he
didn't
was
try to
devoted.
swindle or
Yeah,
double cross.
yeah. He just did his job to the letter. Like it was like the droid had nothing but respect for Snowball at the end.
What about Rabbit? What was your third agenda item?
Yeah, so Rabbits says, I just know Adam is watching me. That means the company is watching me, looking for a reason to fire me and leaving me floating out in the inky black. Maybe I can tweak his programming and ensure he isn't a corporate spy. So my plan was, as we got into the mechanical room, I was gonna kind of like try to jury rig a lie up that, oh, we need Adam, I need you to like plug into these power cells and override the lock or something. And then like while he was busy with that, I was gonna try like open up his panel or something.
Oh, that would have been so
Nice.
good.
And Snowball, who were you suspicious of?
Yeah, so Snowball, his agenda was that he leaves no man behind unless it's Taco. That guy owes him money and can't pay, so maybe he can make him pay in blood.
And then why are you called Snowball?
Um, well, I know on the bio it says because you don't have a snowball's chance in hell, my friend. But I think I'm not sure if someone else's bio has the real reason for that.
Yeah, well, not on this
It
one,
was
I
in
don't
another
think.
game. Yeah,
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
use a double ration of talcum powder on your crotch whenever you put on your vac suit.
Yeah, it's like a private joke of the other Marine. That was
Yep.
so fun, that session.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you guys for playing with me. I had an absolute blast. I'm going to get this video uploaded. I'll post a link in the Discord thread. Hopefully, I get a chance to play with you all again. I've got another. Actually, I got two Mothership games on here. I've got USS Scorpio, which is by the same author, and then I've got a Red Dwarf crossover. That's kind of a horror Red Dwarf game. And I've got a couple others. I want to get Heart of Tiberius on here. I just picked up the Iron Tomb and a few other ones I want to get on here and run. But you're welcome to stick around the Discord. I've got a lot of games I'm running. Hopefully we can get you guys in some other games. I love Mothership. It's an absolute blast. I have tons of fun running it, tons of fun playing it. You'll probably get something from Start Playing to leave me a review, and if you haven't left me a review yet, if you can leave me a 5-star review, I would love it. That helps my algorithm, helps people to find me. If you can't, talk to me, let me know how I can do a better job. But otherwise, I want to thank everybody. And any last questions before I sign off, as far as the adventure? Like, you got everything, you didn't miss anything. But any dying questions, like what was the deal with that, or what could we have done different?
What was the thing that was like up in the cargo bay rafters?
It's called the Whispering Flesh. It's actually remnants of the colonists, and it will grab you and pull you into the vent and consume you. So it's I think Snowball, the last time I ran this, almost died from that thing.
Oh wow.
Pulled Snowball up in and just about killed Snowball. And it can happen at different times. And I think that audio is like the creepiest audio I've put together. I found like 3 different tracks of just people whispering, and then one of someone whispering "come back alive," and I kind of combined them all with a little bit of echo, and like it freaks me out just when I hear it, and I know what it is, you know.
Dude, the production on the whole thing was like very, very highly produced, which felt very cool.
Yeah, I love like just adding the sound effects and everything. Like Foundry makes it super easy. Like the sound, like a lot of the ambient sound is just from Foundry, but the monster effects, I just pulled like turtles fighting sound and just put it down a couple of semitones and put some reverb on it and it sounds like a dog, and so that's the creature. I'll combine a couple different sounds and just kind of have fun with that. But yeah, it's so
Are
much
these
fun.
pre-gens that we ran? Do they come with the module, or is this
Nope,
something you
no,
put
they're
together?
just ones that I made. The module does not have pre-gens. It's one of those brochure modules, so it's like a single page front and back. And
Those are sick.
you get like the map and the stats on the bad guy, and then just brief descriptions of what's in the rooms. But it's fantastic. Like this guy's stuff is top notch. It's real easy to run. There's a lot of room to kind of change things around and do it how you want. And I know he gets a kick out of watching these, so I hope he enjoys this one as well.